welcome to Review Guy. Wanted to talk a little bit more about the AlienGear holster that you've seen on the We the People holster review and comparison. I know that was real brief before in explaining why I liked the AlienGear more than We the People. Now, since that video, I've had the opportunity to wear my ShapeShift AlienGear holster a little bit more with my Hellcat OSP. Now, while I will definitely say that this is a much better product than the We the People holster that I have had issues with retaining the actual gun itself, AlienGear, again, is better, but I'm still having some issues with them. So I want to make sure I spoke a little bit about it. I'm actually waiting on another company's holster to come in, so more on that once that comes in. I get a chance to test it out. But I want to talk a little bit about why the ShapeShift holster is a nice option, but you just need to be aware of one flaw that I found with it, and that's why I'm making this video. So for those of you that don't know what ShapeShift is, you should go look into it. But to explain it here is basically AlienGear came up with a shell system, as you can see in these pictures, that basically you're able to take the same outside shell holster and basically make 4 different types of holsters. So you can have one that's inside the waistband, you can have outside the waistband on a belt buckle, you can have outside the waistband with a little puck that you can take on and off. It's actually really cool that they have that as an option, because basically when you sit down in your car, you can unconnect it from your belt and, for example, put on your underneath your car in the glove box, or maybe if you put another mount right underneath the driver steering wheel, for an example, or next to your leg. It actually does come with a free mount for that option, actually. There's appendix carry as well. There's also some other options that you can kind of morph a little bit into this. For an example, you can even have a thumb release as well, whether it's inside or outside the waistband as well. So with that being said, I've actually opted for partially, until I figure out this issue, of having a thumb release on the inside of the waistband. Now, I don't really like this option very much because I've got a little bit of a love handle on the side here. So when I push on it, sometimes I pinch my skin. So obviously in a life or death situation, it's not going to matter. You're going to push the button. But at times, I always wonder back in my head, if I ever get into that type of a situation, is that really going to stop me from pushing that button? I don't think it would, but pray to God I never have to worry about that. But in any case, I have it here because I honestly don't trust this retention system that AlienGear developed here. So if you can see here, right here is a retention piece. Okay, there's an Alien here. You actually turn this to make it stronger retention or less retention. And again, this is all actually real cool. It's all very modular. You turn these little clip, pull it off, slide this off, and the whole thing gets taken apart, and you can flip it around. And a lot of people say, oh, it's like Legos, it's so hard. I love Legos, so I was all excited about putting things together and figuring it out. It really isn't like Legos. I mean, maybe for 5 seconds, but it's very easy to figure out in the end. But it's cool because this actually doubles up as a tool. So you take this off, and then you can just turn one way or turn the other way, and it will make it retain more or less. Now, the problem that I have found with AlienGear is that this piece actually moves up and down. Okay, is it goes up and down based off of when you put the gun in and pull the gun out. Okay, it goes up and down. When you're wearing a belt over this for inside the waistband, it keeps pressure on here, and it makes it difficult to pull your gun out, which is obviously a good thing, right? You want retention. You don't want it falling down or falling out when you're jogging down the street, whatever may be happening that it could fall out for some reason. You want to have retention, obviously, or somebody trying to pull it on you and try to take your gun from you. So it's nice to have the retention option. Now, this is the problem that I found. If I have this in my waistband, it is sometimes too hard to get my gun out, because if this is pushed in all the way, there's no way for the gun to get beyond the little piece that's in here that holds the trigger in place. Okay, if this is pushed in too hard, you know, it'll give just a little bit, just so you can actually get the gun out, maybe. Now, versus if I bend over and my belt comes off just a little bit, because I have a belt that retains its design or its roundness, whatever you want to call it. I have an EDC belt, so it doesn't always fall with my skin. It stays straight, which is what it's supposed to do, because if I have something heavy, I don't want it, you know, collapsing on me or going with my body. I want it to stay basically straight around my hips. Well, the gun belt or the holster will, since it rides on your skin, shifts just a little bit, or the belt will shift just a little bit and take just a little bit off of the pressure off of this piece. When it takes the pressure off of this piece, now I can get the gun out easily. I've actually had the point where I've screwed this in to be very tight, and I cannot pull the gun out at all when I'm standing up. I literally bend over and it comes out right away. Which is why I've went to this option here with the push button thumb release, because I know my gun's not coming out no matter what position I'm in when I have this on there. So, you know, with that being said, again, the ShapeShift system has a whole bunch of different options, and AlienGear has been amazing with this problem. I mean, I just have packs and packs and packs and packs and packs of new pieces and new parts that they want me to test and figure out, you know, what the problem is. Why am I having this retention issue? No one else is having this retention issue. And it's actually so today is actually December 24th, Christmas Eve. What time is it now? Okay, it's going on 5 o'clock. Okay. I actually got a phone call at 3 o'clock today from a young lady at AlienGear that said, hey, checking in to make sure that everything's going okay with all the parts that we sent you. I was dumbfounded. I mean, it's Christmas Eve. I know she celebrates Christmas, because she even told me Merry Christmas at the end of the conversation. So I was like, wow, I can't believe you called me. She's like, well, I just want to make sure, you know, we want to let you know, as they're saying, says, we got your back. She put on their notes on their system to make sure that I have an extended period of time till the end of January to continue to test out all their pieces that they've sent me, to see if I can figure out what the problem is. Do I need to maybe move how I carry my gun to make it more secure with how their current design is? And I even told them, hey, I have another company coming in that's going to send me another totally different design. And she said, hey, no problem. You try it out, let us know, and we will be more than happy to refund your money for the kit. So again, I have multiple backs. I have multiple retention pieces, multiple clamshells. I mean, I can't even tell you. They even gave me another safety thumb release too, if needed. I mean, they gave me a whole bunch of stuff. See, here's the other back just fell out because I had some issues with the stitching on the system. You know, here's more mounting gear. So again, they've done great trying to make sure that I'm happy and figure out what the problem is. And I finally figured out again that the big issue that they have is that they have a single screw holding this whole retention system in. And all this does is when you pull the gun out, this part bends upwards. If they had to put a screw here and a screw here to make it flush, and then, you know, the little part that actually holds the trigger and the little piece of plastic, if that moved in and out, that would have been perfectly fine. That's actually what the other company that's sending me a holster does. They have a single screw that goes in and a little piece that holds in the trigger, and that piece moves in and out. Nothing else. As far as I know, that's what it looks like in the pictures. If that's not how it is, somebody please make a holster like that. But I will let you guys all know in the video when I finally get that holster in. But I figured I would at least make this video about AlienGear holsters, because again, it's a great design. I mean, I love the fact that when I put my gun in here, it protects my red dot with the shroud here. I love how easy it is. Again, I take it apart. I mean, boom, done, you know, done. Okay, now I can go put this on another type of holster if I want to put on the outside of the waist, if I want to put it, appendix carry, if I want to do any of the other, on my belt only on the outside. It's very easy to do. Again, it also comes, like I said earlier, it does come with an extra holster for your car, which allows you to basically mount it, next to the steering wheel or something like that. So you get out and you pop it there. It's easier for you to get to it. Something were to happen when you're driving, or a parking lot or whatever it may be. You don't not trying to fumble, with your stuck on your seatbelt or something like that. But again, it's a great little box. It's a nice shipment. I think it's a little expensive. It's $100. Relatively speaking, you get 4 or 5 holsters for the cost of $100, which isn't not bad at all. At the same time, I feel like you're paying for this big, nice, beautiful packaging, which again, I'm not sure why. I think the website should be good enough for this type of marketing. I bought this on AlienGear.com. I don't need to have this pretty box. I can just get a cardboard box if it's going to save me, 10, 20 bucks in a special design box. But again, it comes beautifully packaged. The instructions are okay. YouTube is your friend when it comes to trying to put things together, but I think the instructions were fine for me. And again, I think it's a great holster system for most people. Again, I just can't get over this retention issue. I just can't. For how I carry and how active of a lifestyle I have, I refuse to say I can't carry my gun because I'm too active. I mean, it's one thing to say if I'm going for a run for a marathon. It's another thing for me to say I'm going to playing soccer with my kids in the backyard. I don't run. I don't go long distance running, so that's not an issue. But you know what? If I want to play some soccer with my kids in the backyard or something like that, I don't have to worry about saying, "Oh, sorry, kids, no spontaneous playing for me. I got to go put my gun away, then I can play." And you know what? That may be a yes. That's not a big deal for some, but I've also heard of people walking up to people in the front yard, just washing their car, and they try to rob them, or thankfully it has not happened in our neighborhood, but I can tell you that there have been drive-bys within a 10-mile radius of my house. Don't need to be kind of caught with my gun upstairs locked up instead of on my hip just because I was, kicking a little soccer ball or something like that with my kids in the front yard or backyard, and somebody decided to do something that they shouldn't be doing, and I have no way of protecting our family. So that's why this is so important to me. I know with the people one that I had, I just went like this, popped right out. This one didn't do it so easily. Took a few times. I think it was like 4 shakes, I think, of good shakes, and then it came out, which is great, but it's not perfect. And I just don't like that this has the ability to be a lot easier to pull out if I bend over, or if I slip and fall or something like that. I can see that my gun could fall out. Will it for sure? I don't think so. But again, am I 100% confident in it? Would I bet my life or the life of a child that if I didn't realize that it fell out, or if I got into a fight with somebody and I was defending myself and my family, and now my gun fell out in the middle of a tussle? I don't know. I don't trust it. So again, that's why the thumb release again is on here right now, because I know it's not falling out with this thumb release. But if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. As of right now, I'm keeping this until I get the new company's holstering, because this truly is the best option right now for my gun. So we'll see what the new holster shows. It looks promising. I have plenty of friends that have had the other company's holster, but no one really does shake tests, I guess, on their guns until they've watched my last video when I showed my gun fallout. So hopefully this is helpful for you if you're considering an AlienGear holster. Again, I like it. It's just not perfect, and I wish it was. But we'll have to see what happens with the other company, because again, maybe this might be the best option right now. And just being cautious when you're using it, and making sure that it works for you. But again, any questions, concerns, throw them in the comments. Happy to answer any questions on my end. And check out AlienGear, because again, they definitely have tried to do the right thing by me. Again, all this stuff here, I mean, it's just crazy how much they've given me. They've given me at least, I don't want to say like 10 of these clips to try, a whole bunch of different ones. They've called me, Facebook Messenger. I mean, you name it, they've done everything they could to make sure that I'm happy, and which I appreciate so much. So again, make sure you let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Like and subscribe so you can see a comparison and see what the new holster is like once I finally get that in. But I hope you guys have a great holiday season. Thanks for watching.